Today for New Player Advice and DC Worlds Collide, it's going to be about collection items. Collection items are items you get that you can use once a match, kind of like spells and other games that you can do that. You can choose when to also execute them. They do something a little bit different for each one of them. The first one you start off with is the back cycle that you get for free. It simply goes out and does 190% of attack power of whoever your highest attack is, and electrocutes that row if it's the front row, or you can wait for the back row to open up if you get past the front. It also adds a stack of decreased healing to them for 2 turns, and you can eventually rank it up to do more damage as you go through. In order to rank these collection items up, you need these collection rank up chips. Look a lot like the 9th medal or 8th medal that you use for characters. This will also tell you all the different skills. And there's various collection items. We also have the mirror, which is the second one you'll probably get as you get through a digital universe, which you'll get at the end of which one it is. The mirror is interesting. It does a heal to the back row allies, 160% again of the whoever has the highest attack. Plus, it gives them sturdy armor. This is more of a defensive one to help your back row. You can see you can rank it up, do more healing. Not the greatest. These are the blue ones, and eventually, if you go further in Digital Universe, you also get Talkie Tawny, the tiger here, we just call him. Good for a bleed team because he goes and hits that back row for a bleed. Unfortunately, he's a bit slower, takes a couple of rounds before you can use him. Again, it's all based off the highest attack power. And the final one you can get for free if you get through Digital Universe is the Throne of Kandak. It's actually a very good collection item, and I use it and highly recommend it. The reason why first it starts giving vitality to an ally with the highest attack and their defense. Once you eventually rank it up, the big one here is rank 3, increasing defense of all allies essentially by 30%. It's a very good defensive buff. Helps you to punch up and get through some bigger teams. I have it up at level 4, so I'm getting 35%. Eventually it will give vitality to the ally with the highest attack, and then grant 2 stacks of shelter to the front row or your tanks. And vitality boosts energy by an additional 1 block at the end of a turn, max of 3 stacks, so essentially it's helping you to generate energy. This is why it's such a nice little thing. You want to get that on preferably a faster character, but any character will do. We also have the rare ones. Now, if you're a new player, you might have started on a new server. There's an event on there to get you to Batmobile very quickly, relatively speaking. It does damage and has a chance of inflicting stun. Again, based off the highest attack. It's a pretty good item. It's definitely an upgrade to, like, say, the Bat Cycle. But I would still take the Throne of Kandak over this. But when you're doing multiple, you can get that. You can see I never unlocked it. I'm on the original server. This was only originally available for $100, and they never brought back the event for like older players. Another one I don't have, which I didn't get, is the Lex Armor. This is more for a burn team, though. Again, doing attack power of whoever the highest is, and it adds burn. That's why it is good for a burn team if you were lucky enough to get this one in its collection event. You can also get these in the events if you get enough of those tokens. We'll get to the event later. The next two are arguably the best two in the game. Which one's number 1, which one's number 2? Probably depends on the fight and what you're doing. I don't think there's really any consensus on which one's best, which one isn't. The Invisible Plane grants 3 stacks of Frantic and a stack of Cloak to all allies, such as makes it so big. And it also increases crit damage by 20% for 2 turns. If you rank it up like I have, I got crit damage to 30%, and they get an additional stack of Cloak for 2 turns, and it adds another 20% of action bar for the ally with the lowest speed. Eventually it will go to 40, and then Frantic, Cloak, and crit damage buff lasts until the end of battle. That is gigantic. At that point, it probably is the best one in the game. If you don't know what Cloak is, it blocks the next incoming debuff or control status like a stun. Up to 3 stacks, and Frantic increases crit by 10%. This is a fantastic collection item if you can grab it. It's just going to increase your damage by a lot. And the next one's the newest one, Parallax. Kind of like the god of fear or aspect of fear. That's why he's yellow like that. Comes out of the yellow lantern. Possesses the ally with the highest attack power and grants them 25% damage amplification, and they take 25% damage reduction. Ranking them up, it goes up to 30%. When they deal damage, they're going to ignore 20% of the target's defense for each type of debuff on the target, up to a maximum of 100%. In other words, you want this guy on a debuff team to go and hit your highest attack ally, whoever it may be, Sinestro, Killer Frost, whoever, Constantine even. It just makes them do an incredible amount of damage. Rank 4, damage amplification and reduction goes to 35%. Rank 5, when the possessed ally uses their ultimate the first time, they get to add a stack of fear. Fear can be, and fear knocks back action bar. You can see why this is probably the number 2 best collection item in the game now. I still think the plane's number 1. But again, it might depend on what team you're running and what situation you're getting into. This would be good for like if you have a big damage dealer like a Constantine, Killer Frost. You just need to get some big burst damage. Whereas the plane is a little bit more of team oriented. Very good for the entire team, lasting, eventually lasting the entire thing. I think it's still the best. But both of them are incredibly good, either way you look at it, but they're both very hard to get. Last thing to talk about is technology. This is something new that was added in the last patch. Essentially, if you don't know, that you can, as you level up the different collection items, it used to be that actually affected their power. Now it's just a general collection bonus to your entire roster. But then you also get these collection technology points. And these tech points allow you to give even more attribute bonuses. All bonuses 9% here. Damage amplification. And here's the big one. This will unlocks the second deployment position, meaning you can have 2 instead of 1. It was always 1 before this. So now you can have 2. You can actually have up to 3. If you go on the bottom row, this opens it up for everything but an unrestricted arena. If you want unrestricted arena, you have to go to the top level to get those. But it also gives you the collection heal shield bonus and the damage amplification bonus. You have health bonus, attack bonus, and defense bonus as well down here. And I mentioned how like the plane, Batmobile, and stuff in Lex Armor are hard to get. You can find those during their collection item research events. If you go to the shop, you get these little items here. You can then trade in those for either these collection rank up chips if you want those for 20 apiece, or you can get some of the more exclusive collection items. Batmobile, you need 10 of these though, so in other words, these cost 650 to unlock them. You can get lucky in a collection event like I did after paying a little bit of money and unlock these things. That's how I got Parallax. I got lucky. And I actually I had enough of these. I saved up enough of these throughout the events. These do carry over. So the next lab, you can change those lab certificates in for them as well. There's the Parallax. So I hope this gives you an idea of collection items. Let's take a look at them in battle. I actually do have 3 unlocked. I'm going to try to progress here through the main stages. They've been helping me out. So I like to start off with the chair because this is a big punch up. I need to get my defenses up as quick as possible just to kind of survive and build up the energy. The plane is very good, but unless I'm alive, I can't really use those buffs. So I like to use the plane second in this case. This is giving all the allies all those buffs that we need. Gets my Constantine buffed up, so he can do some big AoE damage hopefully. Going against, looks like a couple tank heavy team here. I'm taking a lot of damage. Need to heal quickly. Now this should hit Killer Frost. She is my highest attack. It does, and I'm going to push her ultimate to get even more damage amplification on her. You can see Bane, we're getting through him slowly. He is the boss of this node. Oh, and we lost my healer. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to get through this one at all. Like I said, I was pushing my luck on this one. This was something I've never done before. So I'm just going to quit out of here. Let's go do something a little bit easier. Go into convergence. I believe I need to. This one's also kind of pushing my luck. This is good because I don't have all my items set up. So when you have multiple items, you can deploy them. You have to select the corresponding row and deploy the item, so you have it during the battle. This should be a bit easier. As you can see, you can't, even though they're all available on turn 1, you can't actually activate them all on turn 1. Once you use one, you do have a cooldown. If you put it on, if you have it on auto, it does go in the list 1, 2, and 3 as it goes down the list. See, I'm doing much better now. I'm not really trying to push my luck. So it's kind of hard to see what the collision items actually have done for you, except if you look at your damage, you can see if you have increased damage over something you purposely didn't or didn't get through. So that wraps it up for collection items. I hope this video is helpful and informative and gives you an idea of what they are, how to use them, and how to advance them. Until next time, everybody.